sunshine. It's Friday, April 18th, 2025, and somehow the political circus has officially rolled into the classroom. From national crackdowns on education to global tension, protests, and a parenting plot twist that had me side-eyeing my babies, we've got it all. If you came for clarity, sass, and a sharp eye on the nonsense, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Education under fire. Trump's nationwide crackdown. President Donald Trump has launched an aggressive campaign against what he calls radical indoctrination in American education. His latest move, Executive Order 14190, mandates that K-12 schools eliminate teachings on gender identity and critical race theory. It threatens to revoke federal funding and pursue criminal charges against educators who facilitate gender transitions for students, yes, even just using preferred pronouns. States have until April 24th to certify that their schools do not engage in illegal DEI practices and risk losing federal education funding. The pressure is high, especially high on districts serving low-income communities, which rely heavily on federal support. Legal battles are already underway. In New Hampshire, a federal judge is weighing a lawsuit filed by schools and civil rights groups who say the order is unconstitutionally vague and violates educators' First Amendment rights. Wild how the same administration that said education should be left to the states is now threatening to arrest teachers over pronouns. States' rights unless you're reading the wrong books. Ugh. Ivy League institutions in the crosshairs. The Trump administration's crackdown on education has reached America's elite universities. Harvard is under IRS review and facing the possible loss of its tax-exempt status. It also had $2.3 billion in federal funds frozen for refusing to alter its diversity programs and admissions policies. Columbia University, after losing $400 million initially, made concessions, but has since joined other institutions in resisting federal demands. Former university presidents and faculty nationwide are sounding alarms, calling the administration's actions an assault on academic freedom and institutional autonomy. Wild how a government that wants to gut education funding is suddenly obsessed with controlling what's taught. Y'all hate school so much. Why are you trying to run it? Head Start on the chopping block. In an eyebrow-raising move, the Trump administration has proposed eliminating the Head Start program entirely. The federally funded initiative serves over 750,000 low-income children, providing preschool education, meals, and health services. I was one of those kids. Critics call the move both fiscally irresponsible and morally cruel, warning that gutting the program would undo decades of progress in early childhood development and disproportionately impact vulnerable communities, like the one I was raised in. Global briefing. Sudan's shadow government, a paramilitary group, has declared a rival government, deepening the country's ongoing civil war and raising fears of an even broader humanitarian crisis. Signs of life on distant planet. Astronomers say they've discovered a molecule on exoplanet K218b that may suggest alien life or at least alien microbes with strong opinions. Puerto Rico power outage. All of Puerto Rico's power plants went offline last night, plunging the island into darkness and leaving over 1 million residents without electricity. Ugh. Obama speaks out. Former President Barack Obama has come off the sidelines to criticize the Trump administration's attack on education, calling them ham-handed and illegal. He emphasized the importance of protecting academic independence, especially in a time of rising political interference. I didn't realize how much I missed Obama's sharp roast-level commentary until he started clapping back at Trump again. It's like stand-up, but with constitutional subtext, and honestly, I needed the laugh. Ear tug of war. Okay, a quick parenting moment before we wrap. I spent the last week convinced my twin boys had ear infections. Why? Because they've been tugging at their ears nonstop like tiny DJs scratching invisible turntables. So I do what every totally rational, well-rested parent does. I panic Google at 2 a.m. Turns out it's not an ear infection, it's a self-soothing mechanism. Apparently, babies pull on their ears to stimulate their sympathetic nervous system. In other words, my babies are biohacking their way to emotional regulation, and I was out here booking a pediatrician appointment and lighting candles. So if you're a mom watching this with one baby dangling from your hip and the other chewing on your car keys, you're doing amazing, girl. They're not broken, they're just built-in stress managers. That's your morning dose of clarity, chaos, and caffeine-fueled commentary. If the world's gonna spiral, we might as well spin with style. I'll be back tomorrow. Same sass, sharper eyeliner, and absolutely no tolerance for nonsense. Until then, like, follow, subscribe, and tell your smartest friend I said hi. And your ex, yeah, don't tell him anything. Stay bold, stay brilliant, and don't forget, we don't just report the news, we flirt with it. See you tomorrow.